Hello everyone and welcome back to Maple Leaf Reviews. My name is Jeffrey.
And I am Jacob.
And today we're doing a review of Elysium.
Yes.
From Space Cowboys.
Yep.
I'm liking the games they're putting out so far.
Yeah.
We'll see if this
Do they have anything other than time stories in Elysium? That's
Splendor.
very well known.
Splendor.
Oh, really? Well,
is theirs as well.
Asmodee and Space Cowboys? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Space Cowboys.
Very cool.
There we go. So yeah, let's dive right into Elysium and see what we think.
Okay. Art and components?
Art and components. Good.
Yeah, I mean the artwork is very cool. A bunch of unique artwork across all the different gods.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean it's all good. I love the little pillars that each player has.
Yeah.
The victory point counters, as well as the Ares counters, power points. They're all unique designs. I think they kind of went overboard with those. They didn't need to go that far with the designs. Yeah. But it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. Looks good.
It definitely is. And like you were saying with the cards, I mean, they very easily could have put the same artwork on each of the different god cards.
Right, yeah.
But they went above and beyond and made each different card look different.
Yeah, and they're very elaborate. They're not like simplistic art either.
Yeah, it's not like a stick figure here and two stick figures here.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, good job with the art and the components. Nothing to complain about at all.
One thing about the components I will complain about is the insert that comes in the box. It seems extremely functional, except if you turn the game on its side, you lose everything. It seems like it should stay in place. It doesn't. It never does. All the components all mix up. I think they could have done a slightly better job. Well, it's very functional. If you turn the game on the side, it's going to be a mess.
It all depends on how you store your games, if it's a problem or not.
It's not a huge issue. But.
Okay, so jumping into rules and teaching.
Yeah. The game is quite simplistic. There isn't a whole lot going on. There's basically 3 to 4 phases that you're going to walk through.
Yeah.
And you're basically just going to purchase a card, use some actions, and then at the end of the phase, you're going to bring cards from your domain down into your Elysium, as many as you can afford to / want to, and that's about it. Rinse and repeat, 5 rounds.
Yep. The only thing is there is some symbology to learn, but it's not overly complicated.
Yeah, a little bit.
But there's just there's a few different symbols you have to teach. But once you know it, it makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
The other thing I think is probably you just need to get your head around is when you buy a card, you need to have those color pillars in your pool.
Correct. And
you need to get rid of a pillar, but it doesn't need to be a pillar that you need to have to get that card.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one that it's not like you spent it to buy that card.
Right.
If it had like a yellow and a blue symbol,
you can get rid of
you don't have to get rid of a yellow or a blue. You can get rid of anything you want.
Again, that's not too hard, but you could fall in the trap of, oh, that's a yellow and blue card. I need to get rid of a yellow and blue.
Exactly.
That's not the case in this game.
I agree. It is something that you may have to kind of refresh people on each time you play. Hey, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. What do you think about the theme of the game?
I like it. I don't know. I mean, you're bringing these different cards in, and you're creating these families in your Elysium.
Yeah, these different legends.
They're either level families or what are they?
Yeah, there's level families,
families and level families.
Something like
sets.
You either make a set of 1, 2, 3, like a run, or you make all ones of different families.
Right.
Or all 2s or all 3s.
And the set family makes sense. I mean, maybe you purchase a 1, 2, 3 all from one god, like Thor or Zeus rather. And then you bring that down into your Elysium, and you have, it's a family, sure, but then you have these level sets of the number one in in 5 different suits or families, and it becomes a level family. And
the acolytes are just getting together and going in for beers or something.
I guess. Like I don't know the theming behind that and what that represents. I like the mechanism.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, you bring these cards into your domain, and okay, you're influencing these people. But then they come down into these sets. I don't understand the purpose behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the theme, I like the Greek theme.
Yeah.
Though I don't feel it shines through with this game. I think you could put another theme on it very, very easily and do the same sort of thing.
Sure.
But, I mean, the theme is there. You're buying Apollo cards or Ares cards. He's getting more, like... I guess power points or something like that. You're getting more military. Whoever's the strongest military, you get bonus points. Like there is a theme, but
yeah, I think the theme works within the gods. But as far as like gaining points,
I don't
kind of lose it there.
Yeah. Now on to the meat, gameplay and mechanics.
I love the mechanics in this game. I find that this is a game where you have 5 rounds and you want more.
Yeah.
You need more to accomplish what you're trying to do. Because you buy cards round 1 and then you can bring some down from your domain into your Elysium. But normally you kind of want to keep most of those cards because you want to use them as their powers. And it's that struggle. It's that struggle of how long do I keep it into my domain and how many opportunities am I going to have throughout the game, generally only 5 unless you have special powers, to bring cards down into your Elysium to score. So right from round 1, you need to be bringing them down.
Yeah, if you just be like, I won't bring anyone down, you're probably not going to do that well because the opportunities to move them down aren't going to show up all that often.
Unless you have some high-scoring cards that you're going to score a bunch in your domain.
Yeah. Which
is possible with Zeus. He gains a lot of scoring points by doing actions in your domain.
The cool thing about that is that decision of I have this card with this cool ability. I mean, I can use it as long as I want, as long as it's in my domain. But the second I bring it down, and you need to bring it down to score, I no longer have access to that ability.
Right. Yep.
So the instantaneous ones, the once and done abilities, they're easy. You don't really have to make a tough decision on when to bring them down. Mm-hmm. But there's some cards that you can exhaust to do different actions.
Yeah.
And you can do those every round. So those ones are the ones that you want to keep around, but you're gonna want to bring them down eventually.
Yeah. The tokens that you're using to buy, I find that you can have some analysis paralysis, especially if you had a 4-player game. There might be a fair amount of downtime between turns getting back to you.
Yeah.
But I really like that mechanism. I found it very intriguing. Okay, I got these 4 colors. What can I purchase? What do I want to get rid of so I still have the colors I need to purchase the next thing? What is my opponent purchasing? What pillars is he getting rid of so that I know, oh yeah, he's getting rid of blue. He can't buy this card that I want anymore. I don't need to worry about buying that yet. I can buy that later.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the 2 things I enjoy about that mechanic is... one, if you are watching what your opponent has, you can kind of prioritize. Well, I know he can't buy that card, so I'm gonna leave that one till later.
Yep.
And then as you're spending them, you're constantly limiting what you can buy, and you need to make sure you limit yourself in the right ways. But if you're like, oh yeah, if I get rid of that, well, I can get that one card. Well, then if your opponent takes that one card, then you can't get any.
Yeah.
And you just have to take like basically a blank card. So you need to limit yourself, but also leave enough options, especially as it gets later in the round and you only have like 1 pillar left. That's going to be important, the pillar that you leave.
Yeah, I think players can really benefit in this game from watching what your opponents do. I know a lot of games that I play, I'm doing my own thing. And like, this is my little puzzle and you do your thing, that's fine. Maybe I'll pick up on a couple things here and there that you're doing. In this game, I find you really need to watch what your opponents are doing because it's going to affect you greatly.
Yeah, because not only when you're building your sets that you're going to score, you're also competing for majorities. So whoever has the most level 1s gets a bonus tile. Whoever the most level 2s, level 3s.
Yeah.
The first person to complete a set of a particular god, they get bonus points. So you're racing to get these sets completed.
Exactly.
So that you can get also these bonus points. So you need to be aware of what other people have, plus also the turn order, the order that you're putting these cards down. If you're like, well, he can complete that set this round, well, I'm going to take the first spot so I can put my guys down first and then beat him to it.
Yeah, there's lots of levels going on here. You also get 8 different gods in the core box, and you're using 5 of them every time you play. So there's a bunch of variety in the different setups and the different randomization of cards that are going to come out.
Yeah.
In a 2-player game, you only see about, I would say, less than half the cards in that giant stack that you're mixing together. In a 4-player game, you're going to see the majority of the cards, but probably not even all of them.
Yeah.
So lots of replayability here. If they do come up with expansions, I don't know of any that are coming out yet. I haven't heard of anything, but I haven't been looking either.
No, and I think it's, regardless of what player count you're playing with, you need to try and make the best of what's available.
Yep.
Like, you can't count on a specific card showing up. And even in a 4-player game, yeah, sure, that card might show up, but it might show up at the very end of the game, and then it's no good to you.
Right.
You need to look. You need to look at the cards that are out there and try and formulate a strategy that's going to work. Yeah. And because then the next round, you don't know what's going to be coming up the next round, so you could be building this thing, and then the card that I wanted doesn't come out for the next 4 rounds.
Yeah, I had that happen to me a couple of times where I was planning, I get a specific card that gives me bonuses based off of a certain god, and every time I take a card from that god, and the next flop, there wasn't a single one of those cards, and I'm just like, do I get rid of this card now? Do I move it down into my Elysium because it has no power? So it's cool. I feel like all the gods have different powers, and they do feel different. Ares adds like a whole new mechanism, as well as Apollo.
Yeah.
Zeus is very heavy on victory points. Hades is all about bringing extra people from your domain down into your Elysium.
Which I mean, that's
awesome. I mean, it's really cool.
So shall we move on to final thoughts?
Let's do it.
All right. So for me, I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Solid.
It's a good game, but the thing that kind of holds it back from being a great game in my eyes is that it's too short.
Okay. Like
the 5 rounds, I'm just starting to get into it.
Yeah.
But in some games you get to that point where I'm starting to get overpowered, and then if it went one more round, you'd be like, I'd be too powerful.
Sure.
But this game, I kind of feel like I'm just starting at the base of that hill and climbing, and then the game ends. Like, right. I'm not at the top of the hill. Sure. So if it was a little bit longer, a little bit more involved, then I would enjoy it more, I think. Okay. So I've played the game 5 times. A couple 3-player and mostly 2-player. I like the 2 players very quick. It's about a half hour. But if it was about a 45-minute game with just a little bit more going on, I think it could be an even better game for me.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've played this game 6 times now. It's one of my favorites. I've really grown to it, and I plan to have it come to the table more and more. It is currently an 8, and I can see if I get this to the table a lot more, if expansions start coming out for it, it could even rise higher. Cool. In my ranks. So I'm very happy with this game. Excited to play some more.
All right. If that sounded cool to you, check out Elysium. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us here at Meeple Leaf Reviews.
Also follow us on Twitter at Meeple Leaf. You can go down to the description below and go to our board game links and give us some hearts because we love your hearts.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time.
All right. Take care.